Hey guys, this is Tearless here, coming at you from Warlords of Draenor Beta, taking a look at another class spec and the changes that have come to it. Looking at Windwalker Monk this time around. To be honest, there aren't any really big major changes to the Windwalker class, or the Windwalker spec. The one thing that you will notice is I believe they've gotten some PvP abilities nerfed out of them or removed from them. Windwalkers were pretty powerful on live, so in Mists of Pandaria, so they definitely got the nerf bat there. I think that's the only major change you're going to see. Otherwise, we're going to look at their changed abilities, their removed abilities, their new glyphs and removed glyphs, their new Draenor perks, and then their changed talents and brand new level 100 talents. Getting right into their abilities, they have Afterlife, which used to summon a healing spear, had a 50% chance of summoning a healing spear every time you killed an enemy that granted experience or honor. Now it is a 100% chance automatically. It always does it. Honestly, I don't think you'll notice a change very much, but it is there, so just so you know. The second change is going to be to Fists of Fury. Fists of Fury now deals more damage to its primary target as opposed to the other targets around it. So before, Fists of Fury damage was spread evenly across all targets in range. Now it's been changed that Fists of Fury, the primary target, takes the most damage. So I'll go ahead and show you here. Build up some G, and then I'll use Fists of Fury, and you can see the changes right there. You can see the 10k hits coming from the center target, and then the others not producing as much damage. This was a PvE change. They wanted Fists of Fury to be more a part of the rotation, and that was how they did it. The other change that has been brought to the class is Storm, Earth, and Fire, and it is no longer cost energy and it's off the global cooldown. This is basically a quality of life change for Windwalkers. Storm, Earth, and Fire was definitely not something that was easy to, I guess, manage, and so now they've changed it to make things a little bit easier. So, nice quality of life change there for Storm, Earth, and Fire, excuse me. Another change is to Touch of Karma. This is the first of the PvP nerfs, and that is Touch of Karma used to, the damage that you sent back could not exceed more than 100% of your maximum health. That has been now reduced down to 50% of your maximum health. So definitely a huge nerf there. Another change is that, well, this is a change and a removed ability. Healing spheres have been removed from the game. Unless they're created by like Afterlife and so forth, the ability Healing Sphere has been removed. And in its place, Surging Mist has been put in for Windwalker monks to be able to heal with. So, honestly, I think that's a buff because well, I take that back. It's more of a nerf because you actually have to cast Surging Mist. Healing Spears you used to be able to put them in front of you and then continually walk over them to heal yourself. You're not going to be able to do that anymore. You're going to have to actually sit and cast. So that is actually a nerf to the Windwalker Monk spec. Looking at their removed abilities, Windwalker Monks lost Grapple Weapon, which was your disarm ability, so to say. The reason that this has been removed is pretty much all disarms have been removed from the game, so I wouldn't worry about this one too much. It's just something that Blizzard wanted taken out of the game as far as they didn't really like disarms that much anymore, so that has been removed from the game. Healing Sphere, I already mentioned, is gone. Legacy of the Emperor, which was the buff that increased your stats, has now been removed from Windwalkers. It is now Mistweaver only. However, Legacy of the White Tiger has gained all the buffs that Legacy of the Emperor had. So we'll go take a look at Legacy of the White Tiger, if I can find it right here. You can see it has that critical strike chance and the strength, agility, and intellect buff built into it, so it's just a consolidation of abilities. Spinning Fire Blossom has been removed from the game. I'm personally upset about this one because I always use this to kind of track down and catch people. It was kind of a skill shot too, and now they've removed it from the game, so that's really kind of a bummer. Adaptation has been removed from Windwalkers. This was a passive, and that was when you were disarmed, your chance to dodge has been increased by 25% for 5 seconds. Another PvP nerf. The other last removed ability is Sparring, which is when you are attacked by a melee enemy in front of you, you begin to spar their attacks, increasing your chance to parry by 5% for 10 seconds. It's the same as adaptation. It's just another PvP nerf, to be honest. Parry has been, for the most part, the stat has been removed from the game. It's still in the game, like the ability, but the stats have been removed for the most part. But this was basically just another PvP nerf for Windwalker monks. So, another change. That leads us into glyphs for the Windwalker monk class. I'm going to take a look first. Glyph of Afterlife was removed because that was built into Afterlife now. So, nothing to lose there. You just basically get a free glyph added to your class. And then there are 4 new glyphs to the Windwalker class. The first of these is Glyph of Floating Butterfly, which Fists of Fury can be channeled while moving, but no longer stuns its target. This is more of a PvE buff to deal with quality of life and targets moving, etc. Probably you'll see a lot of, considering that Fists of Fury is now a major part of the rotation of a Windwalker, you're probably going to see some PvE players taking this one. The next one is Flying Serpent, which is Glyph of Flying Serpent. Flying Serpent Kick now slows all enemies you move through by 70% for 4 seconds. So this is your escape mechanism. It just buffs your escape mechanism as a Windwalker, so that's pretty nice. The next one is Glyph of Freedom Roll. Your Roll, Chi, Torpedo, and Flying Serpent Kick abilities dispel all snares affecting you when used. Notice that it says exclusive with Glyph of Rapid Rolling and Glyph of Victory Roll. That basically means you can only have one of these active at a time. You cannot have all 3, and you cannot have even just 2 of them. You can only have 1. So this one's pretty nice. You know, it's going to be a nice thing to have in PvP. Get out of all those snares. The last one that has been added to the class is Glyph of Victory Roll, which you gain 1 charge of Roll or Chi Torpedo whenever you kill a target that grants experience or honor. To be honest, I'll use this for leveling, but I don't think that I would use this for anything else, because I just don't think it'll have that much use. So, probably not going to see much use out of that one there. That leads us into the Draenor perks of the class. We're going to take a look at what they have added. To be honest, some of the Draenor perks are kind of lame. To demonstrate some of them, I need to put some abilities on my bars real quick. Excuse me. And let's take a look at the perks now. So, the first one they have here is Enhanced Blackout Kick, which is just a straight damage buff. I hate these damage buff perks, but they have a lot of them, and unfortunately that's what we're stuck with. There's Empowered Chi, which increases your maximum Chi by 1. If you notice in the top left corner, I have 6 Chi, and that is because I have both Ascension active in the talent tree, and I have Empowered Chi. So that's a lot of Chi now that you have up there to kind of pool together and use. I like it. There's Empowered Fist of Fury, which is another damage increase. Empowered Rising Sun, another damage increase. So these are really disappointing, these damage increases. Empowered Spinning Crane Kick. Spinning Crane Kick now deals this damage twice as fast, but its duration is reduced by 50%. So, you can take a look right here. Pretty quick. I like it. Makes things short and simple and sweet. Pretty cool. It might be seen as a, PvP nerf because, PvPers would use that to break people out of stealth, etc. I don't know. It's a PvE buff and then possibly a PvP nerf, depending on how you look at it. There's Empowered Tiger Palm, which is another damage buff. There's Enhanced Roll, which is your roll now travels the same distance in 25% less time. This is pretty awesome. So you can go ahead and use this. And if you can't tell, I can definitely tell online. There is a big difference in the roll and how quickly it moves. So that is definitely a nice buff. There is Enhanced Transcendence, which is undoubtedly my favorite, which is the cooldown of Transcendence is reduced by 35 seconds, and Transcendence Transfer is now instant cast. So your escape mechanisms are going to be that much faster now, trying to get away from people or get away and heal yourself, especially with that change to Surging Mist. That's going to really help, I guess, mitigate that change that has been put in the game. The last of these perks is Improved Energizing Brew, which is while Energizing Brew is active, your multi-strike chance is increased by 10%. For those of you who don't know what multi-strike is, it is basically like Elemental Shaman's Old Mastery or Marksmanship Hunter's Mastery, where you get a powered down version duplicate of the spell you just cast. It's a new stat in the game, so this is going to be just a nice passive buff to Energizing Brew. That leads us into the final changes to Windwalker Monks, which are the talents. There are only two major changed talents. The first of which is going to be Ring of Peace. Ring of Peace has had its changed. It's now Ring of Peace around the friendly target for 8 seconds, incapacitating all enemies for 3 seconds, and incapacitating them again each time they attack or cast a harmful spell. So there's a little bit change there. It's an automatic. You'll see right here. I'm going to go ahead and use Ring of Peace. You'll see the nerf, the incapacitation immediately here, just like that. So pretty cool. The other change is to Ascension, and that is your energy regeneration is now 10% and your maximum mana has been reduced to 10% increase as opposed to 15 on each. So that has been a nerf to Ascension. That brings us to the level 100 talents, which are pretty cool. First I'm going to show Serenity on the right. I'm not going to show it to you, but you can see right here, you entered an elevated state of mental and physical serenity for 10 seconds. While in the state, all chi consumptions are instantly refilled. So it's a huge buff. PvPers may take this just for that burst that they'll be able to do on a target. I don't know. We'll see. Kind of, these level 100 talents, you can only take a guess at what people are going to like as their favorite and so forth. One of my favorites is Chi Explosion, which is you consume 4 Chi to cause the target to explode Chi energy, causing additional effects based on the Chi consumed. If you only have 1 Chi, it's like your Blackout Kick. It does damage, and then it has a damage dot added onto it. If it's 2 Chi, you deal an additional 52% damage over 6 seconds. So, excuse me. The first one is just like a straight damage, and it increases based on how many chi you use. Number 2 is the dot from Blackout Kick, which deals 52% damage over 6 seconds. So, in all honesty, Chi Explosion with 2 chi is the same thing as Blackout Kick. 3 chi, it also generates a charge of Tiger's Eye Brew. And then lastly, 4 chi, the damage also hits all enemies within 8 yards of the target. Now this replaces Blackout Kick. Hence why 1 chi and 2 chi are basically the building blocks to the ability. So, I mean, if you really want to, it allows you, if you really want to only use 1 chi if you want to. But, honestly, why would you do that? So, I'm going to go ahead and use it right here. It's pretty awesome. The dot is actually applied to the entire, all of the targets around it, just like when it says damage hits all 8 targets, that includes the dot as well as the flat damage. So go ahead and use it here. You can see the damage there. A lot of damage coming out right there. Then you can see the damage going around. And then I can use it again, but it's only going to be a normal Blackout Kick because I only had 2 chi. So, pretty cool ability there. The last of these talents is Hurricane Strike, which is the Windwalker Monk version of a Blade Storm. You unleash a rapid series of kicks toward random enemies within 12 yards, dealing a total of 142,000 damage, 157,000 damage over 2 seconds. That's spread across class. I'm not sure those damage numbers are correct. The important thing, though, I believe, is while kicking, you are immune to movement impairing and loss of control effects. So go ahead and use it. They have a nice little sweet animation for it. You can pretty much floating around here while you deal damage. So, pretty cool ability there. It's just Windwalker's version of a Blade Storm, if you ask me. I kind of wish it would last longer than just 2 seconds, even if they had to spread the same amount of damage across it. But that is the last of the level 100 talents. So pretty cool. Not quite sure which one is the most popular at the moment, but we shall see as we start getting more PvP testing going on the beta realms. Otherwise, that is everything to deal with Windwalker monks. The next videos I'm going to be doing are going to be looking at the changes to healing classes in general and tanking classes in general, and that'll allow me to start opening up to the healing and tanking specs. So with that being said, I will see you guys in the next video. Tearless out. See ya.